We're going to go live.
Yeah, live.
Up on.
Here. Yeah, here.
Are we live? Are we rolling?
Let's go, Jasper.
Jasper here. We're just going. We're going to save Jasper for right here.
Yeah.
Franklin, Zach Gagan. And now let's get right to it. Jasper Johnson joining us here. We're doing a live rapid reaction, Jasper, after you just made your big announcement.
Yes, sir.
Picking Kentucky here in Woodford County High School, UNC, Alabama, a couple others. First of all, let's get my mic going. First time going live. Welcome to KSR. All right, now we're working. Jasper Johnson's here. Just made a decision. You don't want to hear from me. Let's get right to Jasper. How does it feel to finally put the recruitment behind you and make the commitment to Kentucky?
It feels great. I know it was a long journey. I went through a lot with my family, talking to some different coaches and programs, but it feels great to be able to, say I'm committed to the University of Kentucky.
I like that you said KY till I die. How much was just not disappointing your community and wanting to stay close to friends and family around here? How much did that really go into the decision? Because I know the other schools you were really considering hard.
Yeah. It definitely had an impact on me. But I made my decision with my family, just trying to keep basketball the main thing. I know I have a goal in mind, and I feel like coming to Kentucky was, maybe the best opportunity for me to, get to the next level. I'm really happy, though, to be able to, do it at home and in front of all my friends and family.
Speaking of home, you're off at Overtime Elite now, but it's got to be the first commitment made in front of a student body where you're no longer even going to that school.
Yeah.
Was there any consideration of going somewhere else, or did you know you wanted to do it here in Woodford County?
Yeah, I definitely knew I wanted to come back here and do it. This is like where it all started for me, really. A lot of early mornings and late nights went into this gym right here, so, I wanted to come back and do it here.
Now that you've made the commitment, already looking forward to getting you started at UK the year after this upcoming season, what has Mark Pope kind of told you throughout the recruitment of what that can look like, how he's bringing that new system in and how you can fit in that?
Yeah, Coach Pope always tells me he feel like he was born to coach me. So, hearing him say that, and, him with his level of commitment that he gave to me within a couple of months, it means a lot to me. So, can't wait to really get started. I know they're going to have a plan for me, but just building our relationship is what we all focus on right now, so I'm happy.
I know it came down to Kentucky, Alabama, North Carolina right there too. How tough was it to turn down the other schools, and what kind of was the ultimate factor that put Kentucky aside there?
It was a lot that went into it. I know each program has something to offer that maybe another one doesn't. Just cutting down my list, it was hard. I say for about a month straight, I really couldn't find a over on one of the three programs. So really just sitting down, praying to God, talking to my family about it. I feel like Kentucky was the best fit for me.
Now talk about your relationship with Malachi Moreno, and when he committed, did that give you an extra little push as well to maybe join him and be the hometown hero type thing?
I wouldn't say it really gave me a push. I was definitely happy for him. I've seen him grow up since we were young little kids and develop. So, seeing him commit, I was definitely happy for him. But, I'm just happy, that we starting off the roster and going to get started next year.
Are there any more guys in the class you're going to go reach out to now? You got two in your first freshman class. Any other names you're going to reach out and try to add to the group?
It's a couple different players. I ain't gonna mention no names.
Okay, I understand.
They're watching, they know who they are, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna definitely reach out to them, though.
This has to be the first college announcement made with a pizza box.
Yeah.
NIL was a big part of that. What went into that decision? Were you considering any other things? And how helpful were your sponsors today to put all this together?
Nah, my sponsors were everything today. It helped me set it up. Shout out to Nate Conley with Port 14, who really allowed me to have this opportunity and set everything up. So, it was a big idea. I had a couple of things in mind. He had a plan, had made it. I was like, what? Like, what are you doing with this? But he was like, just trying to make it as big as possible. So, shout out to him, and I'm thankful for it.
You've been talking a lot about playing at home, but you're also now a third-generation Wildcat. Your grandfather was in administration there. Your dad and your uncle played football there. Was there a lot of pressure to not, wear something other than UK blue around the house? Nah,
definitely not. I know they all told me to go wherever I feel best, needed, and will help me get to the next level. So, it wasn't really any pressure. I know that my family and my supporters, if they really rock with me, they wouldn't matter where I went. So, I didn't feel any pressure.
Tell our viewers, what kind of player is Kentucky getting in Jasper Johnson?
What kind of player? That's a great question.
Give us that scouting report.
A scouting report.
Shot maker? I see that name thrown around a lot talking about you.
Shot maker for sure. A winner. and a real true bluegrass player, being from Lexington. So man, a lot of excitement going into that.
And I know you've been inside Rupp Arena many times. How excited are you to finally actually put the uniform on and get started?
Really excited. I mean, that's been a dream and a goal of mine since I was a little kid. So I'm excited to get that done.
Well, this is a big day for you. We won't keep you any longer. Thank you for doing this, Jasper.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, and thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate
Go
it.
make your rounds. I know there's a lot of celebrating to do. I'll
Thank
take
you.
that microphone off your hands. We appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to stick around and rapidly react. It didn't exactly work in the beginning. I was just talking to a microphone that it wasn't on. YouTube comments, I trust that you're roasting me like you always do. We're learning here being
You're really skilled at these live commitment ceremonies. Just everything goes right for you all the time immediately.
It never does. That's expected. Nice technical difficulties, but guys, it's done. Bit of a roller coaster of recruitment, Jacob. You actually wrote for KSR Plus just a day or two ago about this timeline. You don't have to give us the whole timeline, but just walk a little through about how it got here before he made that decision.
Yeah, so obviously, Mark. Yeah.
You can have it.
So obviously, Mark Pope came in late in this recruitment, and they made up a lot of ground in the last few months, really in the last few weeks. And I know I put out a report a couple weeks ago saying that Alabama was fading in the recruitment, and
Talk your stuff. Come on, I know you want to. Come on.
Tell him.
You were right.
and I got a little bit of criticism for that. Well, Alabama's fully faded in this recruitment.
That's a good line.
At that point, it really looked like Kentucky was in a good position. Alabama had the relationships, but Kentucky just went all in towards the end of this recruitment, and it was just an all-out push. So it's a big recruiting win for them to get Malachi and Jasper in, 3 weeks, a month, is just massive heading into a huge September recruiting period.
I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. You've seen him play a lot. What are we getting in Jasper Johnson?
Yeah, so Jasper is very long, 6'4", probably has a 6'8"-ish, maybe wingspan. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but somewhere around there. Very long,
Sounds
long
good.
player. He's one of those players that loves like a lefty hook shot in the middle of the lane. But his big thing is sharp shooting. The kid can shoot from. So even if you want to point to this line here. He can shoot threes from here with no problem. I was actually here in, I think it was January maybe, when Calipari
The
was
walk and
here,
talk
and they
over there.
watched Jasper Johnson drop 10 threes in this gym. I think he was like 10 for 13 from that day or something like that. The kid can flat out shoot the lights out. He's got some underrated playmaking skills. He's a pretty decent athlete as well. So you're getting a high-level shooter, high-level scorer, and a guy like Jasper who can kind of make himself work in all areas of the floor, doesn't have to play on ball, doesn't have to play off ball, can kind of split and do both, which works in a system like with Mark Pope, especially when you're going after guys like Mikael Brown, Caden Lewis, Braylon Mullins, other backcourt guys that will want the ball in their hands as well. You want a guy like Jasper who is willing to share and spread the love a little bit. And yeah, you've got him playing with a guy that he's familiar with in Malachi, and I'm sure that pick and roll connection will establish itself pretty quickly, but you're getting a 5-star recruit. He's a 5-star by pretty much all of the recruiting outlets, except for the one that we're representing right now.
But
he's
the
still very
on-3
high.
industry
The
comparison, it's a
ranking,
5-star.
He is a consensus 5-star. So the kid is very, very good. To start off this class with 2 top 25 kids for Mark Pope, I know they're in-state kids, but let's be real. Jasper Johnson was not coming to Kentucky 3 months ago.
No.
So there's a big shift. I mean, you could maybe even say the same for Malachi. Pope has done a really good job here. Now you got to go and get that big fish out of state. And they've got a lot of big targets like that. We've already mentioned with Braylon Mullins, other guys, Tunde Yesufu, Chris Sinak, Nate Ament. They've got a lot of guys out there that they're really trying to push for. This is exactly how you start it, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, time will tell what he pans out to be on the court. But with Moreno and Johnson making it official, Mark Pope, that's a big recruiting win for year one, his first true recruiting cycle. I know a lot of the criticisms around Pope where he can't win a tournament game and he can't recruit. Well, he can't win a tournament game yet. We'll get to that. But so far, recruiting has been a great start, landing the two blue-chip prospects in his backyard. I think that sends a message to all recruits. It's almost more about not losing them than it is even getting them. Just
Sending a
proving
message to like Alabama, North Carolina, that, hey, you can't come in here and just
Absolutely.
smack our guys.
Yeah, so big recruiting win for Mark Pope. Love keeping Johnson around. Everybody knows that name if you followed UK athletics for so long. I think that's very important. And of course,
Speaking of,
as
Michael,
Zach
trying to
noted,
grab
yeah,
Dennis
go get
real
Dad.
quick.
We'll
Let's
stay
see if I can
live
grab
while you go get
Go
Dad.
ahead.
We'll keep yapping. As I was saying, just keeping the name around and the win for Mark Pope's big enough. But I mean, the kid's a real player. You don't become a consistent 5-star by luck. As Zach noted, great shot maker. He's a guy that can really get hot in a hurry. We've seen time when he starts feeling it, he's a guy that can completely take over the game, Jacob. You've seen it.
And we saw it in this gym, and we actually got some news today that OTE will be returning to Woodford County for a game.
Breaking news.
I believe that's February 2nd, We put it on the KS board, so we have the exact date on there. But
I know someone who might be able to confirm. We have Dad. Dad's here. I know you're proud right now. Big celebration here. We won't keep you from it for too long, but how does it feel to finally have Jasper make that announcement?
No, it feels good, man. It's like I said, it's been a labor of love. Been a long process, but he the last week or so, man, it's really, it's been on him, and so he wanted to be a Wildcat, and deep down in his heart, I think he bleeds blue, and so he's excited to get through the show at overtime and then get to the big blue.
I know you were very careful not to steer him in any direction. You wanted him to have his own path. He even just said that you all were open to whatever he decided. But it's got to be pretty cool to see him wear that emblem, UK now being a third generation with the Wildcats.
Absolutely. No, like I said, I didn't want to soy it just because my dad didn't do it to us, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, we went through the process, and like I said, man, well, here's the plus and minus of all the schools, and Pope and his staff did a great job, man. They came in strong and really recruited him, and he was sold, man. And so we're happy for it. Pope and I have talked a few times and love his style of play offense. He's a very positive guy, so I'm excited for the big blue.
Yeah, from your playing career and working in athletics now, you know lots of coaches, but what is it with, we keep hearing about Pope's energy. Yeah. Did you all get a feel for that when you're sit downs with him?
Absolutely. No, even in his office, man, at one point it was just he and I and the coach were down on the field practicing, and we just, he had juice. He always has positive energy. I think that's good with this type of generation, man. They need that positive energy, and I think that's something he creates every single day.
Jasper went to overtime elite for his senior year, helped get on a bigger stage, maybe against better competition, but made it important to come back home for this announcement. You're working at this school. How big of a deal was it to have the full student body? Even though it doesn't go anymore, it's all of his peers and classmates that he grew up with.
Right. No, he knows a lot of these people, and he said, Dad, I want to do it. I want to do it here. And so we spent the many 5:31 in the mornings, 1 o'clock in the mornings working out, and so he wanted to do it, kind of where it all started. So we want to do it in front of all of his friends and family, so we were excited about that.
And I asked him this. You give your scouting report too. What kind of player is Kentucky getting in Jasper Johnson?
No, I think he's a dynamic scorer. First of all, he can score the ball, a lot of different ways. He loves to shoot it. He creates off the bounce. He's going to take some 35-footers when he's feeling hot and stuff. So, Pope will probably have to check that some. And but I think he's going to bring excitement. I think he the right way. He's going to get people involved, but when it's time to do his thing, I think he'll be ready to go.
Well, thanks for a quick conversation with us. Get back to the celebration. We're all very excited to have Jasper at UK.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, we'll give a few more thoughts here. Zach didn't get all the way through his stuff. He's producing, running around, securing interviews. I'll move on to a few thoughts about the scene.
Yeah.
Awesome. Lots of sponsors. Kind of felt like a NASCAR up there for a little bit. Good for him. That's the NIL world. He obviously took a big advantage of it. The pizza box, the Morgan & Morgan shirt. We had a DJ here. I was trying to get his name. Amazing DJ. I wonder if that got his parties. The whole crowd, having the students here, the bleachers were full. Just a unique way of making an announcement. Really had a lot of energy in here.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was when Jasper was going through the list of sponsors that he had to kind of thank before he got into his commitment. He had so many that he had to look down on his phone to remember exactly, to make sure to get all those names in there because, hey, that's just the world we live in now, and honestly, I'm all for it. It might have spoiled it a little bit when you walk in and you see a giant Paul Miller Ford and Morgan & Morgan thing in the background, but come on, we all knew what was going on anyways. But yeah, the scene here was awesome. Loved it. So we've done Malachi and Jasper now in the last 3 weeks, I think, and both of the crowds have been awesome. You get the students in there, and who doesn't want to miss class for 30 minutes to go watch a kid that you've known for your whole life get to play Kentucky? Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they love, what do they call these, assemblies or something? When do you get out of class, go to something like that? Yeah, we'll call it that. I'm sure the kids loved it. I do think one of the first speakers, whether it be a coach, I wasn't sure who it was,
Principal, I think.
They might have revealed it a little bit about staying home.
SEC.
Everyone was kind of like, shh, don't say anymore. Yeah. But a few speakers got through it pretty quickly. Did you have any more takeaways before we sign off, let everybody get back to work? Yeah, we did.
Jacob goes.
Have at it.
Well, actually, is the homegrown special still out?
It's wrapping up, but we'll go for it, yeah.
I've got two things then. First, 50% off a KSR Plus annual subscription. Promo code homegrown. I know Tyler Thompson, I know you're watching. I had it up here, and the whole time I had it memorized. That one's for you.
It's your company, man.
And I'm a company. See? People in the comments probably talking about me pooping on the On3 rankings. I'm wearing the shirt right here. Second of all, I want everyone to go to all of Jasper Johnson's profile pages, his recruiting pages, and look and see who logged the very first pick for Kentucky.
Both these guys are trying to get a little dunk in because they were early on the flip from Alabama's momentum to Kentucky's.
I can't say I was as early as Zach. Zach had that thing way before everyone.
Well, it just goes to show you need to follow KSR. Need to be on KS board, KSR Plus. Jacob does the majority of his work on KSR Plus. Zach, everything. I do everything. I don't think Steven slept in 2 months behind the video camera, but a happy day here at Woodford County High School. Good to have Jasper Johnson back home. He made the commitment to Kentucky, picking them over Alabama and UNC, and we're adding in Arkansas and Louisville, even though they weren't really in the mix. Feels good for them to take an L in this too. For Drew Franklin, Zach Gagan, Jacob Polachek, Dennis Johnson, Jasper Johnson, all the sponsors, all the Morgans, all the Donatos. Thanks for tuning in today to KSR's Rapid Reaction. Hit subscribe, comment, like, make fun of me for talking into a microphone that was turned off in the beginning. Do whatever you got to do. Just interact with us because we're glad to have you here. We're going to sign off. This was a KSR Rapid Reaction from Jasper Johnson's Commitment.